Okay, I'm sorry for all the extra in the beginning. I was trying to get Instagram right and Facebook right. So anyway, today is day 24, and today we are talking about declarations. And so, if you don't know who I am, I'm Katrina Joy, and today is day 24 of our journey through self-discovery through journaling. And we're going to have a good time today. So, yesterday we talked about decisions. And so, once we make a decision about something, then we also need to basically move into the next stage, and that is declarations. Okay. And so, before we move into that, I like to always ask you, what did you do differently today to bring you towards your best self? What decisions did you make that put you in alignment with your best self? Give me just a second. I need to check the settings. I wanted to make sure it's public. Okay, good. There we go. So I can't see the comments. Hi, I don't even know who just joined. But anyway, so when we think about today, I want you, like I said, I always ask you to look in, assess your day, take inventory to make sure that you made decisions today that were in alignment with your best self, okay? And that is something that we're going to do every single day. And even after the journal challenge has ended, I want you to start your day like that. I want you to check in the middle of your day, and then also check in, of course, towards the end of your day as well. So let's talk about declarations today, okay? And so you've probably heard me say throughout the last 3 weeks, because we are on day 24 now, that your deeds should match your declarations. And so basically what that is saying is that the things that you do are in alignment with what you say. And so when we think about declarations, we are thinking about communicating responsibly. We're talking about responsible communication. I am sorry, I cannot see the comments, and that is bothering me. So, but anyway, give me a second. Let me see if I can fix something, because something is weird. If you can hear me, hit the like button, because I don't even know what's going on. If you can hear me, hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. See, I know we can follow directions. So anyway, okay, so back to what I was saying about declarations. Declarations is basically responsible communication. And look at it as say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And it's also about two things. We're going to talk about building and bonding with the things that we say. Okay, and so when you say what you mean and mean what you say, that means that people can trust you. And it also means that you can trust yourself. Okay, so that brings us to one of our journal questions for today is, how mindful are you of what you declare out of your mouth? Like, do you pay attention to what you say? Are you mindful? Do you speak and declare things and communicate with intention? How mindful are you of what you declare out of your mouth? Okay. So the building part is this. When you speak things, you should add value not only to yourself, but also you're adding value to other people. You're building up and not tearing down. And so if you're making sure that what you say is also in alignment with what you do, that means the things that you do, your actions are going to be building and value adding as well, and not tearing others down, because we understand that everything we say, and especially the things that we do, affect other people, especially the people who are, as you know, in our tribe, the people who are very close to us. And so if you're not being mindful of the way that you communicate, then you could be tearing someone down versus building them up by what you say. And you could also be, of course, we're talking about self-discovery here. You could be tearing yourself down as well. So that is our question. Are you mindful of what you declare out of your mouth? Again, we are kind of tying this to yesterday when we talked about decisions and, you know, what we decide. Once you've made a decision and you declare that, what do you do after that? Another thing when we think about, like I said, is building and bonding. What type of awareness do you have around what you say as it relates to trust? Because if people can count on you to do what you say or trust your word, then you're creating partnerships and bonding. Because we have to have acceptance around what we speak, because once it comes out of our mouth, we can't take it back. Okay, it's in the Bible about how, life and death is in the power of your tongue. So you have to understand that you can really destroy somebody's whole life by something that you say. So be mindful of that. It's about having awareness and then acceptance of knowing that once you put it out there, that's what it is. And people are watching you to see, are your deeds in line with your declarations? And then the responsible part is the action part. When we talk about the deeds, you're responsible for what you say, and you are also, responsible for what you do once you say it. Okay. So that's the next question. And it basically is, can people count on you to keep your word? Can people count on you to keep your word? And in addition to that, can you count on yourself? We have to look at, can we trust ourselves as well? So can people count on you to keep your word? And can you trust yourself to keep your word? Can you trust what you declare out of your mouth? Do you have intention that when you speak something and awareness around it, that you plan on making sure that your deeds are in alignment with the things that you have declared out of your mouth? Okay. So those are the two questions. I'll go over them again. The first question is, how mindful are you of what you declare out of your mouth? That's about awareness. Remember, we talked about awareness one day. And it's also moving you into acceptance of knowing, I'm mindful, I'm aware of what I say, and I know that once it comes out, I have to have acceptance around it. And that is moving us into the second question. Can people count on you to keep your word? Can you count on yourself? That's where the bonding and partnership comes in. Are your deeds in line with your declarations? Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, what if I change my mind? What if I need to make, one of our words was adjustments. What if I need to make an adjustment? I say something, my intention is this or that. Well, just like anything else, you need to check your motive. If you have to make an adjustment, check your motive, check your heart. Why are you changing your mind? What are you making an adjustment for? Is it because you know really deep down inside you declared something that you really did not mean? Or is it because you had to really make an adjustment that was necessary and really rooted in righteousness, and you're being honorable when you make that adjustment? It's all about, like I said, building and bonding with what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And so I think that overall, if we view the way that we communicate as a covenant, which a covenant is basically a binding agreement, it's a promise. If we really view the way that we communicate it, and when I talk about communication, it's not just out of your mouth. You declare things when you write text messages. You declare things when you put statuses on Facebook. So it's about being mindful, having awareness of that. If we really view the way that we communicate it to people as a covenant, that we really have really pure intentions, then I think we would be more careful and more mindful of what we say. We would be mindful of what we say, how we say it, the energy that's around what we say, who we say it to, and also being mindful of the effect that it has on others and ourselves. We are all guilty of falling short in this area, which is why it's an important one, because once you really start to pause and think about the things that you declare and look at, you know, am I being honorable? Am I living the life that I say that I am? Am I who I say I am? When we think about freedom, we talked about freedom one day, and I told you freedom is having the permission to be yourself. So that's another way to look at that. Okay? So I really want to ask you all some questions, but I can't see what you're going to say, and I really hate that. But that brings us to our affirmation for today, which is, you guessed it, my deeds are in alignment with my declarations. My deeds are in alignment with my declarations. Tomorrow we're going to talk about exactly our deeds, but we're moving from decision to declarations today, and tomorrow we will talk about deeds. So just be mindful, like I said, have awareness around what you say and have acceptance around what you say, that once you say it and put it out there, that you really cannot take that back, and be mindful of the energy that you use and just your intention, what your motives are when you declare something, and being free to, you know, speak your truth, but also making sure that it really is your truth, that you really are living a life that you say that you are, or that when you speak, that you are looking to build and bond with people and not tear people down, and that people can have confidence in what you say. Our closest relationships are because we were able to bond, and we were able to you know, bridge a gap somewhere, and it's built on trust. That's usually why when trust starts to deteriorate, you know, in our relationships and partnerships, it's because something has been communicated that someone, you know, didn't take right. Maybe they misunderstood it, maybe they perceived it wrong, or maybe you're just wrong. Okay, and so that is what we're talking about today, declarations. So I will see you again at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I thank you for listening, whether it's live or recorded. Tomorrow is day 25, and we're going to talk about deeds. And so again, I thank you, and I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.